What is going on, my good peeps? We are live, 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 live. Welcome in, welcome in. We got Deadpool Kidro here. Change the title or Pandora's box will be open. I like Pandora. You know what I mean? It's a good stream of music, right? So let's open Pandora's box. Hell, everybody could use some good music to listen to. Yeah, we got people in the house. Everybody, please give him a proper yeah. That is 4 capital A's and H exclamation point. Big smiley face, thumbs up, 100 pow fire. That is how you give a proper yeah. We got real Jingy in the house giving a proper yeah. Hell yeah, right? Oh, we got a guest in here. Oh, no, we just got somebody backstage. We got somebody backstage. I'm not going to tell you who. Anyway, if this is the first time you're checking out this show, thank you very much. We are in for a hoot tonight. We are in for a hoot nanny tonight. Okay, if you're watching this on a restream, thank you very much for checking it out. Last night, we covered the unlawful arrest of You Have Rights, Cops Have Duties. If you want, go ahead and check last night's broadcast to see what we are talking about. I'll give you just a quick rundown and play the video for you one more time just to show you what is going on and what I'm talking about, but you can get more details. Well, let's put it this way. This is an ongoing story, so there are going to be details unfolding, and I've gotten a very interesting detail on this. So you guys need to stay tuned so I can show you what we're talking about. Here's the video of the unlawful arrest.
Name and fucking employee number, employee. Name and employee number. Don't touch me. He just pushed me.
Excuse you.
He pushed me, but I can't push him. He pushed me, but I can't push him.
You're under arrest for battery on a peace officer.
Yeah, right, faggot.
You touched him first. What are you talking about?
You're under arrest for battery on a peace
What are
officer.
you talking about?
You're not a police
literally
officer.
touched
You're a
him
public
first.
service employee.
Hands behind your back.
You're a
What
public
the fuck are
service
you
employee.
talking about?
Hey, hold on,
back.
hold on. Let me
cop.
group myself. Let me group
Crooked
myself.
ass cop.
Let me group myself, sir.
Hands behind your back.
Let me group myself.
Hands behind your back.
Let me group myself.
Hands behind your back.
Jesus, what?
All right,
Run
people,
fucking
I'm gonna
listen.
place
Go
my hand
ahead.
behind my back.
No.
Peaceful.
So that was it in a nutshell. We have GoFundMe information in the last video's pin comment and 2 videos before this in the pin comment. So you can see the thumbnail is that unlawful arrest. It's in the thumbnail. Just click on it, find the pin comment. I should probably put that in the community section as well. But please, everybody, let's try to help out as much as possible. To anybody that helped spread the word on this, thank you very much. I should have warned you about language, harsh language and that, but harsh language is not against the law. Harsh language is not against the law. So, you know, we have to try to do our best to draw attention to this. And let me show you an example why. Let me get this queued up for you in just a second, because like I said, this is an ongoing story. So there will be ongoing developments. And let me go ahead and pull this up. Now, you heard in that video, if you were paying attention, battery on a peace officer, I believe was what was going to be the primary charge, right? Now, that is an understandable primary charge. Understandable, battery on a peace officer is an understandable primary charge. Here is what is not an understandable primary charge, okay? I was just told today, and if this is true, that the primary charge is now resisting arrest. If that is the primary charge, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure out why there is a problem with that being the primary charge. So, let me show you a screenshot of what I'm talking about here, okay? This is the screenshot with me and my resident attorney, Mr. Paul Carroll. And if you can't see that, I will read it. It says, from Paul Carroll, broken system, broken trust. I saw the other angle of footage, and it was pretty clear that You Have Rights pushed the officer after the officer had placed himself in between You Have Rights and the public works person, right? That was Mr. Carroll's comment, okay? My comment just below it to Mr. Carroll, the resident attorney of this channel. I was just told the primary charge now is resisting arrest. If that's true, then here's the problem with it, right? So I'm going to continue reading my comment. I was just told the primary charge now is resisting arrest. Should you as an attorney help explain the problem with resisting arrest as a primary charge? Because I will. Okay, so maybe we'll come back to that. Maybe we will come back to that. Thank you for posting that right now, Rochelle. Please, 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 if you can donate $1, $5, doesn't matter. I think he's being held on an $11,000 bail, which is absolutely ridiculous. Frankie MMA's in the house. Thank you for coming in. Looks like you're acknowledging some folks. Everyone loves a hootenanny, right? Jeff hates pigs. Everybody loves a hootenanny. Okay, so if you didn't know by the title of this video, is who's watching the kids, right? Who's watching the kids? I wanted to start this thing off with a little bit of light humor today and a little bit of feel-good type content, right? So I'm going to play this for you. Again, you have rights, cops have duties. He's being held on $11,000 bail, so we need to do something there, but let's get into what I had queued up for the rest of this show, or for this show. But we're going to keep referencing it until that man gets the help that he needs as far as his bail. Please help us spread the word and get the word out there. Tell everybody you know about this. And then we're going to come back to Mr. Carroll's comment, because I will open this up to a panel. So, Mr. Carroll, if you're listening, or if you listen to this eventually, please feel free to come up here and explain this so that, you know, people don't. I mean, let's face it. I have no law degree. I have no legal expertise. But even me, a dummy on the street, can tell you what the problem is with resisting arrest as a primary charge. Okay, we're going to come back to it because, you know, I'll break this down for anybody that's not really catching on where we're going with this. But anyways, let's get into the other parts of the show. This is some feel-good type stuff for you. Ready?
What songs do you know?
I know a lot of Metallica songs.
You want to do a Metallica song? You want to do a Metallica song? All right. Do I know a lot of Metallica songs? Ian Taylor done Metallica song. Hit him with it, Collier. Say your prayers, look to one, God will get myself to include everyone. Tuck you in, tuck you in, tuck you take no in, till the sin ain't gone. Keep your one eye open, within your pillow, see it, action light, and tonight, baby, my.
All right, so that's kind of where the video cuts off, but I love that video. Listen, I scroll through on the TikToks, and the reason I scroll through on the TikToks is because I've just recently been adding content to the TikToks. That's our TikTok right there, this channel's TikTok. So, of course, I come across these random videos from time to time, and I just thought that video was so awesome, right? I'm not the biggest fan of Foo Fighters. I really am not a huge fan. I mean, I like Dave Grohl when he was with Nirvana as the drummer. That was awesome music. I just don't really get into Foo Fighters, but man, I gained a ton of respect for them after watching that TikTok. Man, that was just incredible. I'll try to get you guys the name of that TikTok or where that originated from, if I remember to pin it in the comment, or anybody wants to go check that video out again. I watched it probably at least a dozen times because of how cool it was, right? But I thought one of the coolest parts, I mean, other than obviously doing something cool for a kid, right? Like Dave Grohl, if he wants to watch my kids, man, you go for it, man. You seem like an awesome, awesome dude. And even though I don't dig Foo Fighters music all that much, man, you are an incredible person for what you did in that video, man. That was just outstanding. So my favorite part, other than just the overall video, was just the way that the kid just starts riffing it out, right? He starts playing the guitar, and then almost instantly you hear the drums just kick in. And that's when you know, like, it's big time. That kid is on the stage, and it's big time rock and roll concert, right? So that is completely awesome. I hope you guys enjoyed that video as much as me. But let's just see what the comments are saying. Then we'll get into a few more videos, and then we'll come. Lucky Kid, right? 5 Foot Productions said, first time I believe I've seen you in here, 5 Foot Productions. So thank you for coming in. Frankie MMA's giving the rock and roll sign with a guitar. Hells yeah. I love me some good rock and roll. I love me some good Metallica. I also like rap, hip hop. I love country music. I mean, there's almost no genre that I don't like, right? Josh for fun. Josh for fun. If you're here to troll, listen. Rochelle is kind of telling you right here, Josh for fun, if you enjoy being in here, then that's not the way to be in here, right? Highway Star, what's up? What up, BSBT and chat says Highway Star. Hello to you, Highway Star, right? So anyways, Josh for fun, I'm just going to ban you myself if you got any more, little snide comments here, because this is what I'm getting at, right? This is what I'm getting at. Because, not that anybody who watches this on a restream, or if you're watching this for the first time, nobody gives two shits what goes on in my personal life, right? But this kind of has a personal tone to me, and I'm not going to really waste time or get into that whole situation, but one thing that I've been told, because I have a YouTube channel and people that are alienating me from my children, part of the reason they're doing it is because they're afraid that I'm going to put my kids on social media. I'm going to put my kids on social media. So this speaks to the bigger idea at hand. The bigger idea here is who decides what you should, do with your kids and what kind of content you should be putting on social media, right? That's the idea, okay? So let's focus on talking about the idea, not the people. Josh for fun, right? So the idea is what's acceptable to put your kids on social media, because I've been told through the parental alienators that's part of the reason why they don't want my kids around me is because of confidentiality, right? Because of confidentiality. And I have a phone call from friend of the court in the tank. I promised this lady right here, this Jordan Geiger, that I was not going to publish our phone call. I told her I was not going to publish our phone call, but I did have a condition on there. I said, unless you give me a reason to. So, Miss Geiger, if you listen to this or you watch this, because I know on that phone call you said you went back and rewatched the phone call I had with you. If I have to, I will play that phone call for the entire audience here, okay? I don't want to have to do that, Miss Geiger. You and I know what we talked about, right? Because I emailed you the conversation, and then you replied to that conversation. So I know for a fact that you got that email, and I know you know what's in that phone call, Miss Geiger. So if we have to, we will play that phone call. But I'm hoping not to get into that. I'm hoping just to avoid it. But one of the primary reasons why we can't record anything at friend of the court and in family courts is because of confidentiality. Because of confidentiality, which, is anybody else buying it? Does anybody else buy that? Because here's what I think the real reason is. Let me play this for you.
Recall elections. Yes, that is the only thing that is effective. The whole reason that they've got gag orders on this case, the narrative matters. Keeping things hidden is the only thing that they've got, because they know damn well what they're doing is so wrong. And they know that the entire nation, if not the entire world, would stand behind them and knock their doors down to redress grievances and tell them this is wrong. You cannot kidnap children. What you're doing is wrong. That's the whole reason that they want to keep everything silenced, and that's the whole reason that we have to not keep it silenced. and make sure that the names of the people who are doing this are known. The people who are actually, who know what's going on here, who know the foster parents, for example, here. You are despicable human beings. As foster parents, I understand, because like I said at the beginning of the show, my wife and I wanted to adopt children to make sure that we could give kids who wouldn't have a decent home, a decent home.
Okay, so Ms. Geiger, do you understand? The world is starting to catch on, Miss Geiger. The world is starting to understand the real reason why you don't want recording, and it's not because you want to respect confidentiality, right? So let me just read you this portion of the email, which I'm sure you all can read, but in case we have somebody listening to this at some point that cannot read this, let me just read this small portion of this, where it begins in the second paragraph, almost halfway down, where it says FOC, which stands for Friend of the Court, cannot permit you to record the interview due to the confidential nature of the investigation, right? Now, on the surface, that may appear to be plausible. That may appear to be plausible, and it may seem to be a reasonable objection, okay? But we all know the real reason, Miss Geiger. We know the real reason, right? It's because you're kidnapping kids out of there and you're basically locking people up in debt prisons. That's the real reason there, Miss Geiger. That's the real reason you don't want me publishing your our phone calls. That's the reason why you tried to make the conditions where I couldn't record, right? And I don't do shit unless I can record it. I don't speak to government employees unless I can record it, right? So here's the thing about, let's go back to Freeman and what Freeman said, right?
Parents are doing this because they just want to give this baby a good home. Because you're not. You're being a terrorist. You are a kidnapper. I don't get to go to my neighbor's house and take their baby from their home and take it for my own and say I'm a decent person. You are despicable. You are a sick, sick human being. You know what's going on because you have a lawyer that's helping you fight for custody of a child that's not yours.
Does anybody else know an attorney that might be helping fight for custody for a kid that's not theirs? Because I sure as hell do. That story is strangely personal to me. And like I said, for anybody who's listening to this for the first time, here, let me just give you an example. This is our resident attorney, Mr. Carroll, a self-proclaimed Yale, what's the right word I'm looking for? An attorney that attended Yale, an Ivy League attorney, right? This is what they said, right? Here are some death threats from my own sister who is trying to sue me for custody of my kids. So here, let's listen to what people that really, all they want to do is disagree with me. And here, let's see what the Yale attorney and the prosecutor in Ohio have to say about death threats that were issued. Hey, does it sound very reasonable when people wish death on somebody else? Just real quick.
Nothing but crickets going on in here.
Yeah,
I didn't know if he was asking. I thought you were asking. Who were you asking? I figured you were asking the chat.
Okay, let's start roundtable question. Just real quick answer and like 30-second response, Mr. Galt. Go. Is it reasonable for somebody to wish death threats on somebody else?
It's not reasonable to me.
Okay, Mr. Carroll?
I would say that's not reasonable to me either.
People?
It's not reasonable to me.
Thank you very much. So there you go. And the word I was looking for was alumni, right? Yale University alumni. So anyways, that's where I was going with that, right? Silent Auditor is in the house. Hi, fam. Hi, fam. Back to you. We did play the arrest video in the beginning. Paul Carroll did not claim to go to Yale. That was the other dude. Yeah, Danger Chris. Yes. Yes, I understand that. Oh, Mr. Carroll is in the house. Mr. Carroll, I will put out the link shortly to go ahead and invite you up on panel. I do have to work early in the morning, and I know I always say this, I always say this. I do not plan to go for a long time tonight because I have to be up early for work. Although it's getting colder, so I'm not working until a little later. So I might keep this open for a live stream a little bit longer than normal. But nobody gives two shits whether I have to work tomorrow or not, right? Nobody. I really can't stay late tonight, Rochelle. Right? I say that all the time. I don't know if you meant for you. But if you can't stay late tonight, then that's fine, Rochelle. Absolutely. I am not detaining you. You are free to go just like you're free to stay. Anyway, that's my YouTube wife. I'm allowed to kind of give her help every now and again, right? Anyways, I've had to hire a lawyer to get my daughter back from CPS. See, and isn't that so wrong? Isn't that so wrong? KS4OFD. This is the first time I think I've seen that name in this channel and in this chat, but isn't that ridiculous that you have to hire an attorney to get your own kid back? That is just so ridiculous. Here, let me play this clip. And now listen, I don't care whether you agree with James Freeman, the person. I don't care if you agree with his ideology. I don't care what you think of James Freeman, the person. But the words that he is saying, do you agree with the words that he is saying? And the most important part is, is there any sort of, is there anything to the words that he's saying? Is there any credibility to these words? Here we go. Let's play this again.
The dismissal of the CPA case, that's when they terminated my visits with Lily. We've been doing visits since this past January. So, I mean, it's been a while, we've been doing visits for a long time. And so her brothers don't understand why they can't see their sister anymore. And they cry about it, and as a parent, you don't know what to say. What do you say? I'm sorry. So, they sent me a
that's probably, I'm speaking from personal experience, and I'm not doing this as a feel sorry for me type thing, but, somebody like this can probably relate. It's like when all your kids are asking to do is be around their parent, well, what do you tell your kids when all they're asking is to be like, hey, Dad, can I come see you? Or, hey, can I come see you? So just like in that clip, that lady was at a loss for words. That's so heartbreaking to the kids, guys. I mean, like, I don't really know how you could really, be on that side and call yourself a decent human being, right? So anyways, let's just go with this. Let's bring this comment up real quick. Mr. Carroll, do you want to tell the audience what's wrong with your comment going back to You Have Rights, Cops Have Duties and the arrest video that we watched at the very beginning of this? Why can't resisting arrest be the primary charge? Like I said, it doesn't take a law degree from Yale to figure this one out. Should be pretty common sense, right? Like, imagine a cop coming down and saying, hey, you're under arrest. Well, if there's no reason to arrest you, of course you should resist that arrest. You should resist it with every fiber of your being, and then every member of the community should be rallying behind you. If that's your primary charge, the primary charge being resisting arrest, are you kidding me? Well, then what the hell were you arresting the person for them to resist the arrest? For crying out loud, Mr. Carroll, I would love for you to come up and explain that one to the crowd. I really would love to see how you put your spin on that one, because we all know this is the real reason right here. This is the real reason. Here we go. Ready? Is people back?
Okay, yeah, how's that?
Yeah. Oh, way better, way better.
Okay. Yeah, a sovereign citizen is generally somebody that's in the government because they don't think that the laws apply to them, and they file litigious paperwork.
I mean, call me crazy, call me absolutely insane. That sounds exactly like what happened to You Have Rights, Cops Have Duties. If you're just now coming in, looks like we got 14 people in here. If you don't know what I'm talking about, the unlawful arrest video was played on the last stream, and then we talked about it 2 streams ago. There's GoFundMe information in the pinned comment. Please donate if you can donate $1, $5. Please donate. at least whatever you can. If somebody comes back in here and says that they donated a dollar, that would make my entire night. That would make my entire night if somebody can come back in here and report honestly that they have gone over there and they've donated a dollar. Can we get at least just $1 donation? If we do, I'll play an unseen cop watch video. I'll play an unseen cop watch video. It's about 3 minutes. And this one is pretty interesting. It's pretty interesting cop watch video. If somebody can go donate a dollar and then come back and report that they've and listen, it's Scout's word in here. If you tell me that you did it, I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt and think that you did it. Otherwise, you'd just be a big fat liar. Nobody wants a big fat liar, right? So anyways, damn sovereign citizens, they usually work for the government. Because let me just tell you, if you don't work for the government, and you try to apprehend somebody against their will when they don't want to go with you, you know what they call that? They call that kidnapping, right? That is called kidnapping when an ordinary person does it. But when you're a sovereign citizen and you have a badge and you can do everything a sovereign citizen wants to do, you don't have to worry about laws or repercussions. You can just arrest somebody and then say, hey, well, they resisted my arrest. Holy cow, they resisted. Well, why did you arrest them? Oh, because they resisted your arrest? Oh my God, people, it's not that hard to figure this out, right? Not that hard to figure this out. Okay, so back to kids, back to CPS and what's going on with kids and CPS, right? So if you're a parent, you've been alienated from a child, one of the reasons you're given, one of the bullshit reasons that you're given is because you're going to put your kids on social media and you have to respect their privacy. Well, David Grohl, he put a kid on social media, or whoever recorded that and then posted it, put that kid on social media. I don't see the outrage there. I don't see the outrage there, right? Here is somebody else that decided to put their kids on social media. And let me see if I can just pull up a comment. Forgive me. I don't know if I loaded this comment already. Sovereign citizens are the worst. That was my comment. I don't have the screenshot loaded, so you're going to have to bear with me for a second. But this was one of the detractors, right? Commenting on the Darrell Brooks trial. After this trial, there should never be another sovereign citizen argument. Then I commented, sovereign citizens are the worst. And then the detractor, the troll that doesn't like me, says, I can't tell if you are high or just a moron. And I respond with, I think that's called an oxymoron. That's your humor for the night. That's your humor for the night. But listen, getting back to the kids and putting them on social media, right? Let me just get this loaded up for you guys. Give me just a second. See, we're live. We can clip this out later. So it's not that big of a deal. Let me see which one of these we need to pull up here. Don't worry, all this gets edited out, guys. Don't worry. Let's see. Here we go. Here's another big fan, right? And a troll, right? Thanks, Watch Time Cupcake. They'll see what myself and my daughter enjoying what Broforce Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Anyways, here's a guy, Inquisitor Bacon, and I shouldn't really put the troll comments up here, except for this highlights what I'm trying to talk to, right? So I go and check out the page, and guess what Inquisitor Bacon has up there? Inquisitor Bacon has this video, right? So Inquisitor Bacon, are you horrible for putting your kid on social media? Because here's your kid on social media.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
That's
Hello, it's August, and today they were swimming, but when
You see the name of that video right there, right? You see the name down there?
yeah.
Go ahead.
Now, is that troll a horrible human being for putting their kid on social media? Am I a horrible human being for replaying the video that's already been posted on social media? Come on, let's ask the questions, guys. Let's ask the hard-hitting questions. If you can give this video a quick like, by the way, I would genuinely love you for it. But let's see. Joe Cool is in the house. What is up, Joe Cool? I appreciate you stopping in. Let's see. Again, if anybody wants to go donate $1, to the GoFundMe. It's in the pin comment from the last video. All you got to do is click on that, the last video, find the pin comment, go in there, donate $1, come back to me and report that we got $1 donated, and I will play you a 3-minute unseen cop watch video. Hello from Northeast Ohio. Well, hello to you, John Smith 2046. Appreciate you coming in. So let's see. Or Rochelle is posting the GoFundMe information in here. Duh. So find that GoFundMe information. Rochelle, if you could keep posting that, that's great. Aladi Sup. You are a suspected troll too, Aladi. So let's see. You got to donate at least $5, Joe Cool says. See, I'm putting the bar at broken level. But that's Joe Cool level is $5, right? So Joe Cool level is $5. I'm still down here at the, hovering under 6,000 subs mark. So I'm going to set the bar a little bit lower for me, Joe Cool. But anyways, I just wanted to get those wheels greased a little bit and set the bar kind of low just so that we can report a donation to the GoFundMe for You Have Rights, Cops Have Duties for his unlawful arrest. And Mr. Carroll, if you're still listening, let's see if we can post this in the chat real quick, and we'll open this up to a panel, and we'll see if anybody wants to weigh in on this. I've got a couple more videos to play for you guys, so if you do want to come up on an open panel, you might be backstage for a minute, so just to give you a heads up that will happen, because I do want to, let's see, glad to see one of your videos again, press harder. Oh, we got Gregory Spiker in the house. I hope I pronounced that correctly. Feel free to correct me if I got that pronunciation incorrect, but I believe it's Gregory Spiker. First time I believe I've seen you in here, so thank you for joining us here. So let's see. Let's play the last video of who's watching the kids, right? Who's watching the kids? So anyways, I came across a comment today on the TikTok. And before I get the video queued up, let me go ahead and show you this comment real quick from, let's see. This is from one of the TikToks. Again, guys, I do read the comments, so please feel free to leave me a comment on this video. Feel free to leave me a comment over on the TikToks. I do read the comments. I try to respond to as many as possible, right? But I see this Chipmunk 2604. Disorderly conducts on your behalf. Arrest is allowable. Now, that's on a video where, of course, I am protesting an unlawful speed trap that the police run down in Taylor, Michigan. Okay, so I'm giving the cops shit, but really I'm just protesting very loudly and I'm narrating for my camera. I mean, I'm kind of yelling at the cop too. Let's just be honest. I'm kind of yelling in his direction so he knows what a dirty pig he's being, right? So here, don't pay attention to the "you should see me in a court of law" check on my YouTube. That's just, whatever, blah, blah, blah. I don't need to see that. I sound kind of conceited and arrogant when I say shit like that, so I probably should watch how I reply. But anyways, I go to this lady's page and I see the absolute cutest video. So if you have made it from TikTok over here to YouTube, I see this absolutely adorable video. I got to play this for you. This is absolutely adorable. I mean, how can you watch a video like that and not just have your heart melt a little bit, right? So, I've always been attracted to, broken things. I've always been attracted to, things that are, I don't know, just, heart-wrenching like that, or not heart-wrenching. Heart-wrenching isn't the right way to say it, but just, just pull at your heartstrings, right? Absolutely adorable, right? So anyways, those are the random videos that I watch on TikTok, and they just brought me around to trying to discuss the bigger picture and the bigger idea of what should be allowed on social media, what shouldn't be allowed on social media with children, right? I think it's up to the parents, right? The parents should decide what they want to post on social media and what they choose to keep off of social media, right? So I'm not buying into the whole confidentiality thing, especially when it comes to friend of the court and family court, because they're just backstabbing, double talking jive turkeys. I added backstabbing on there because they're backstabbing, double talking jive turkeys, right? And if anybody has been through the battle with friend of the court, I mean, it's pretty clear at this point that all they do is try to fuck over families, right? Instead of being like, hey, maybe as a family, you guys should work this shit out in private instead of bringing it into the public eye. There's a lot of people that would rather resolve their differences bringing it into the public eye. Let me give you an example of what I'm talking about, right? This is an example of what I'm talking about. This is somebody else that claimed they were trying to stay out of the public eye and just stay out of things. And then here's a bitter ex of mine and what she said and what she did. I told her I was going to keep this off of Facebook and keep this off of YouTube. But you know what? You kind of betrayed me a little bit by coming up here and acting the way you did. So guess what? Here you go.
Are trying to cause a rise or get attention or
How do you know what I'm
dox
trying
people
to do?
Okay, so tell me. That's why I said, why are you doxing people?
Before I said anything about you living in Kego Harbor, weren't you on a show where you had a police report from Kego Harbor that you filed?
Josh, that is
Wait
not
a second.
what. No,
But let's
I'm gonna
rewind.
pull a Rochelle. I'm gonna pull a Rochelle, your moderator, and say focus.
Okay, so what we're looking at here is a police report from Kego Harbor PD in Kego Harbor, Michigan.
Yeah, I don't want to be the star of the show, Joe. I'm here for I'm here for Broken.
Let's see if this is the correct one. I think it is. Yep, this is the right one. Okay. So I'm sure she will get her audio working here momentarily. She's muted now.
Well, that's a plus.
But let me pull this up real quick. Window. And it's this. Okay, so what we are looking at here is a police report from Kego Harbor PD.
So there's an example of somebody saying, not to dox themselves. They don't want to be doxed, but then they dox themselves. They go up on a show and, they put out information, right? So it's like, you expect me not to relay that information? We got a very special guest in the house. Let's add him to the stream right now. This is Joe Cool. What is going on, Joe Cool?
What am I doing? I was just sitting up with my girl watching clips and videos and shit.
Right on.
And and I went through and I saw this and I had to chime in. First of all, chat, understand I love and admire Broken, but I seem to do nothing but chastise and disagree with him lately. At least yesterday I did. I gave you a hard time about going over that guy's house, and now you're asking, is it okay because someone else's kid was on social media for you to put it on there? It's always the intent. It's never the act itself. What was his intent when he posted it? It was to show his family and friends, his kid. What was yours?
Yeah.
It's the intent.
It's my intent is my intent is to spark the discussion, right? To at least have the discussion on whether you should or should not be, putting your kids on social media.
I'd have to. Thank you, baby. That's a hell of a way to spark this discussion. You're a smart dude, so I hate to second guess you, but I'd assume unless you didn't like the guy, there's other ways to spark discussion. If you wanted to spark that discussion with me, you wouldn't put my 7-year-old kid on the fucking internet, right? That's tacky. And apparently, you don't like the guy. I don't know enough. I don't even know who it is. To be honest with you.
It doesn't matter to me one way or the other. It's not like I like him or dislike him, right? It's just some random commenter on YouTube. It's just some random commenter.
A negative commenter, yeah?
Well, he does have negative comments, yeah.
Yeah, you being dirty. Don't try to go around me, Broken. I prefer it, frankly. You chose him because he was a dick to you. Let's not say it was
Well,
just
I
I just
I
pulled a
chose
random cat off of TikTok.
well, let's put it this way. I chose him because he is aligning himself in a camp with people that are with folks that are trying to come up with reasons why my kids shouldn't be around me. But just I'm not trying
Now
to.
that makes sense. That makes
Yeah, yeah.
sense. And
So
Anna, you see why I say I don't judge you harshly. I don't like to second guess you because who knows what a motherfucker do when they're fucking with trying to take your kids and all that shit. See, so
yeah,
that's why I
yeah,
say
yeah,
we
yeah,
give you the
exactly.
benefit of the doubt.
Well, and I got people backstage, so we're gonna bring up people real quick. People, you are in the show. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
This nigga.
There's the laugh. Oh yeah.
I was just hopping up here to give Broken a hard time, but if you up here, motherfucker, we can hang out. I'll get my fucking bowl, motherfucker. We can hang out.
Yeah, I'm interfering with Joe Cool, giving Broken System a hard time.
Shit. I think that's about it. Actually, let's ask that. Let's continue. You want to start the conversation? Let's continue it. First of all, I don't know what they're doing with your kids going real life, calling DCFS. I know personally I'd hurt a motherfucker for that in real life. So I can't judge a motherfucker. I'd be really shitty to judge a motherfucker. But let's say, is it okay? What do we think? Obviously, you think it's okay, or I shouldn't guess. Broken. And people's what? Yeah, go ahead.
I don't even know what we're talking about.
Yeah. Can you give him a short version, Broken? Because I know very little. I just hopped up Press Harder, and he was showing someone's kid. And he asked, "Is it shit if you show someone's kid?" Hey, he had it on Facebook, and I typed in chat and up here to say, yes, it is shitty when you show someone's kid, depending on the intent. If you were showing my kid, look at Joe having fun with his kid up at the park. That might be one thing, but if you're showing it to with intent to hurt a guy or cause concern in a guy or what's the word I'm looking for, anxiety in a person, then yeah, it's shitty. At least that's my opinion. What's yours?
Oh, I think that not knowing all the details, I think that BSBT is probably showing it as kind of a response to everybody that says he shouldn't be showing his own kid. Right, and showing other people that show their kid, right? There's not because BSBT has posted videos with him and his daughter.
Can I give my opinion on that? I tell him, mind your fucking business. I used to, if you want to show your fucking kid,
and that ties into the whole beef I have with another content creator is that the dude doesn't mind his own business, and what they don't realize is they're perpetuating an idea of they're almost trying to convince their audience that that's actually a real reason when we all know that that's not the real reason at all.
Right, BSBT has been criticized for showing videos of his daughter. Right, but pretty much everybody and their grandfather shows videos with them.
Yeah, of course.
On social media, it's not uncommon. There's nothing wrong with it. So
I agree.
I think where BSBT was saying it was just a random commenter, it was like there's really not beef. I don't know who he's talking about though, but it wasn't.
Yeah, it's a guy named
something with showing his kid,
Yeah, and it wasn't anybody I was just, going back and forth with them. I'm not going to let anybody trigger me by bringing up my kids now because I realized that was the whole goal in the first place was to trigger me when they bring up my kids, right?
Baby. Yes.
See, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to take what you shot at me and I'm going to use them as bullets to fire them back at you.
Careful with that, right? Careful. Listen, I'm sorry. Let me interrupt, please, because I don't want you to be that guy.
I'm going to use the logic that you used or the logic that somebody else used. I'm going to take that logic and twist it around and say, well, by using your own logic, you're doing something wrong.
I think the turning the guy's logic against him is beautiful. It's masterful. That's what men do. However, using the guy's tactics is not smart. If I see someone, he's an asshole. I can't believe he beats his wife and kicks the dog or whatever the fuck. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to show him how shitty he is. I'm going to do the same behavior. He's an asshole, so I'll turn him into an asshole. There's no logic there, bro. There's no logic there.
Yeah. Well,
It makes two assholes, bro.
right. And what'd you just say, people? Because I think I heard you, but I don't think I did.
I said, of course, Joe Cool's gonna go beat his dog and kick his wife too, just because.
Of course, I'm gonna go through it. That was a good. I'm sorry, I missed it.
Of course.
Right? There's no logic there, bro. Oh shit.
Well, and if you want,
yeah.
I mean, like I said, I can, I've tried my hardest to respect people's privacy or respect folks' privacy, and then I'll see them talking publicly about something, and then they, it's like, well, now I kind of have to respond to this because I kind of have to put the truth out there and the truth on the table. Well, I guess I don't have to, but I feel like I have to.
I got you. I'd love talking to you. And I got some advice for that. I want to say, did you see how the light changed in here? That's my girl putting towels and scarves and shit, getting the light, the mood lighting just right.
Nice. Hell yeah. Oh, by the way, Joe Cool, I'm glad you're here because I found a video of one of your old dates. I found a video of one of your old dates back in the day. Can I play you the video of one of your old dates back in the day?
All right, that's it.
Okay, and listen, I believe this is a suspected old date of Joe Cool's back in the day. You ready?
All right.
She does what she wants, and she looks cool doing it.
Yes, that was Kiki. I remember her. That was Kiki. Yes, I remember her.
I don't know if that's going to get us banned on YouTube. I don't know if that's going to get this channel shut down. But it's safe for TikTok. It is safe for TikTok. And we got confirmation from Joe Cool himself.
Yes, I actually know the chick.
That was Kiki, not to be confused with Kinky.
Yes. Kiki, do you love me? Ever that shit used to go that Drake song. Tell me, do you something? Broken, you was on to something. Yes, I went through that too. My ex-girlfriend, narcissistic ass, was out there spreading lies and shit. And I responded badly and I looked crazy. Every place I saw him jumping up, defending crazy accusations and shit like that, I thought it was something I had to do. And a young nigga, Tonic the Fox, pulled me aside and said, no, Joe, but they'll believe that shit. He's like, no, Joe, they won't. We won't. And sure enough, like they say, the truth is a lion. Let it free and it'll fend for itself. However, so I started studying people with those fucking traits and shit, narcissistic, borderline traits, different psychopathies and shit. And even ex-narcissists will tell you, you got one shot. When niggas is slandering you like that, you gather all your evidence, you do it, you got one shot and you show it. Anything else, you look crazy as fuck. And they use you for fodder and the shit never ends. But that's the advice I give people now. Gather your evidence, listen to the claims, don't go up one by one. You're prolonging your fucking agony and this shit's never going to end. It's hard to learn how to behave properly when you're under attack like this. You can assume that if you're doing the tactics they're using, you're probably fucking up. They probably pulled you off your square and got you being a devil like them.
Yeah. No, and that's very true. And that's very true. And, like I said, I mean, I'm just slowly learning this sort of stuff. I know that may sound ridiculous because I'm 45 years old. I should have learned this a long time ago, but
no, in YouTube years, it takes at least a year and a half, 2 years broken before you learn this shit.
Well, no, I was speaking more to the whole dealing with narcissists claim. You know what I mean? Like I never really knew how to identify what like a narcissist looked like, right? And then all of a sudden, here I am, having all these things happen in my life, and then I start looking into, like psychology and narcissism and everything, and I'm like, holy shit, like that explains a lot, right?
Yes, me too.
I'm no expert or anything, but it's like it really, it's really a shock to you when you're like, holy shit, like that is exactly what's going on here.
And I'm embarrassed because I just started looking into it when I broke up with my last chick, and I feel like as old as I am, many people as I know, and all the people I know from the streets and YouTube and shit, how did I not know simple shit like this? I feel like all that was brand new, and it explains so much. The deflection, the inability to confront themselves. Well, one guy, ex-narcissist, was talking about when you go to talk to a person about, you have to confront them about a thing. Do you feel nervous? For instance, I didn't feel nervous coming up here to confront you about a thing. This could have been taken badly, blah, blah, blah. Obviously, you're not a narcissist. But if you know a narcissist, you go in there, you want to say something they did wrong, do your belly drop? Do you know it's going to be a fight? That's just one sign that you may be fucking with a narcissist.
Well, and that's part of the that's part of the strategy that the narcissist uses from.
Yes, to
And
keep
again,
you away.
I'm no
Yes.
psychological expert or anything. I
No,
know
you're right on the money, bro.
I'm very I'm a novice with psychological criteria or whatever. So, but the one thing about the narcissist is that, if when everything is going to be a fight, they just take advantage of passive people, right? Because it's like,
Yes.
oh shit, I don't want this to be a
Yes.
fight. So
Exactly.
it's almost like it feeds the narcissist. It's like, shit,
Yes.
all I got to do is
Yes.
make something look like it's going to be a fight, and then the other
Big
person
deal.
backs down.
Right. So they can make
Right.
any claim they want. I'm a millionaire. I own 12 Arabia's horses. And in front of people, and if you step up to say something, you know they will attack you to no end and make it miserable for you. So they trying to teach you to let my fake facade fly. Even with them,
Right.
if they tell you I got 9 Arabian horses, and you be like, 9, I ain't seen no horses, they will attack you so hard. Why do you have to? Are you calling me a liar? They will gaslight you so much that you will never fucking challenge them again. Sasquatch, what's good, baby?
Caucasian Sasquatch, hell yeah! Shout out to you.
Yeah, I'm just learning that shit too. I had to study that shit. I really did.
But
And,
yeah,
and the
I mean,
lying.
I never wanted to have to understand this sort of stuff. You know what I mean? Because I'd
Right
been,
on. Wouldn't it be nice, bro?
yeah. I mean, I had been blind to it for so long. It's like once you start to see it for what it is, it's like, holy shit! It's almost like, I tried telling this to Paul Enslaved. I tried telling him that, it feels kind of like a suit, like you have a superpower now. Is like, now that you can
Yeah.
see this sort of stuff. And then he
Yeah.
started going how I'm being egotistical and everything. But, I
No,
guess
you're right.
I was talking to the wrong person when I was talking to Paul about
No,
this.
I think you're
Even
right.
though,
It's the same thing as being enlightened with cops, or you could have gave him an analogy of being enlightened about the government.
right.
It's like you have a
Yes.
superpower. You now have vision that you didn't have before.
Right, exactly. And it's like,
Yeah.
when you've been subject to gaslighting for such a long time, it's like, holy shit,
Yeah.
like with the cops, right? It's like they'll
Mhm.
gaslight the shit out of you. Like you'll
Yes.
get charged with a crime, right?
Why
That
are
you
you
shouldn't have
not
been charged with.
complying?
Right,
Why
exactly.
you being disorderly?
Exactly.
Gaslighting on
Oh,
paper, bro. What do you mean? Why are you
exactly,
loitering? I was just
exactly.
filming.
Right, exactly. And it's like, okay, so then you get the charge and then you plead guilty to the charge because it's easier just to go along with it because, any narcissistic abuser is going to make it a fight.
95% of people plead
Easier,
out,
right.
and the cops
So,
know it.
exactly. So then you plead responsible for it and then they gaslight you afterwards and say, see, you pled responsible. So you knew what you
Yes.
did. And it's
Yes,
just,
right.
I mean, the biggest narcissistic abuser that people have is your government. Your
They
government is your
teach.
biggest narcissistic abuser.
What's his name? What was that? Confucius said that you could, if the government didn't cover the thing yourself, you could present it to a crowd and they would not even take it. Meaning, your government is the biggest influence on the people. If they desire a thing, we also want it. That gaslighting, man, they teach that behavior to all these clowns on YouTube that think it's their job to say shit like, oh, well, you got a record, therefore you're a bad guy. When they argue with you, the first thing they do is go pull up your criminal history so they can label you, you're a bad guy. They learn that from the fucking government.
Yeah. Oh, that's a masterful way of describing it right there. That is masterful. But anyways, we got silence. People, you want to weigh in on gaslighting and
No, I was,
narcissistic abuse?
yeah, I was reading the chat.
I have no experience with a narcissist. I've never met one in my entire life and shit.
Oh, wow. Let me introduce you to 10th Man.
I'm just kidding, Joe Cool. Come on now.
Okay. I was kidding, too. You probably know 10th.
Bitches be crazy and shit.
Bitches be crazy.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah,
we got a party up in here. Hold on, we got somebody else joining the panel.
Okay, all right.
It's just me and it's just me, so don't worry about it. I'm just coming in here under my computer so I can shuffle some things around.
You're funny. That was funny.
I try. See, I try. At least I try.
Oh, shit. You know who else was live? I love Good Citizen Media and you peoples, you peeps. Both of them went live. They're at a meeting. As a matter of fact, they're not far from me. Me and my girl went to one of those town meetings about a month or so ago. Aguilar, small town out here in Texas. But they're showing the meeting. They're broadcasting it live, which I think is cool. Both of them on both their channels. Yeah, I like it.
Right on, right on. Well, I was going to ask the crowd, do we have anybody that went over and donated at least $1 yet to the GoFundMe?
Oh, I was telling you in chat. I went over there to donate. I don't have my PayPal doesn't work. I had a credit card, but it's in the car, and I was too lazy to go get it. If it had PayPal, I could have did it from in the house. And when I put in $2, it said you got to donate at least $5. Then I put in $5, and it said you have to have PayPal or a credit card. So I was like, I'm too lazy to fucking go to my car to get my credit card.
Well, Joe Cool is on the honor system. Joe Cool is on the honor system. I'm gonna play a cop watch. I'm gonna play a cop watch video for you guys. Thanks to Joe Cool being on the honor system, and we're gonna come back and we're gonna make sure this is a cop watch with me and Wolfie. And by the way, I did want to play this video anyways to draw some attention to the fact that Wolfie got an obstruction charge just yesterday or the day before. I can't remember exactly, but the video was out. The video's already out if you guys want to check it out. But busting up the unlawful speed trap down in Taylor. But this is a cop watch that me and Wolfie did. So I'll play the video and we'll come back and talk about Wolfie.
All right. I hit the link from Rochelle in chat was the one.
Hope. Handcuffs.
Yeah, that's a joke.
Oh my God, Hope, not handcuffs. That is a joke.
Yeah, they're locking you up every single time. Every single time they're locking your ass up. Accredited agency at Novi Police.
Look at that. Okay.
That bathroom says unisex. Should we be offended?
How you doing?
Good, how are you?
Good. Can I get your name and badge number?
My name is Cadet Thompson. My badge is 2085.
Cool.
Awesome.
You got an officer complaint form?
How long do you have to be a cadet before you get
There's no set time.
No set time?
Yeah.
So is your goal to become a police officer?
Yeah,
One day? What's your favorite thing about the possibility of becoming a police officer?
Just helping the community.
Helping the community?
Yeah.
Them are pretty good intentions. My advice to any police officer that is just getting in service is to always honor their oath no matter what.
Do you know what the First Amendment is?
Grab a brochure for you.
Oh, cool.
I just need an officer complaint form. Go through that process and then. How are you?
Good, how are you, sir?
Cool. Are you a police officer? Okay.
Dispatch?
Dispatcher?
No?
What do you do for the city?
Oh, okay. So you do FOIA
requests and stuff? I do. Awesome.
Do they get any First Amendment training here at the police department?
Sir, do you see it on the thing over there? They should be over there.
Oh,
there's nothing there.
It might be the empty slot that's over there.
Yeah, there's an empty slot over here.
Okay, let me see if
You might have to print you some.
Yeah, let me print one out for you.
Yeah, cool.
I like the tattoo.
Thank you.
Yeah. So, do they get any? Do you know if they get any First Amendment training here in Novi?
I'm not sure. You'd have to ask an officer that. I don't do.
She's not sworn in yet.
Yeah. I'm just saying. Yeah. I'm just wondering, like in cadet training, do they teach you anything about the first? Do they teach you about the First Amendment or public photography?
No, I don't ask. I'm not in charge of like any of that.
Yeah.
I have to
she hasn't had
perform those actions.
She's a cadet.
Gotcha.
That's why I'm saying she's not sworn in yet.
Well, I mean, our public school system does a pretty poor job of teaching people what the First Amendment is.
Yeah,
but I would think, being in law enforcement, they would.
Well, one day, yeah.
Kind of.
One day I'll have to learn all of that.
Yeah.
Don't worry, we'll teach y'all. So we teach our police officers if they don't know.
So anyways, Joe Cool, I wasn't trying to cut you off, but I had hit the button for the video to play, and then I think people's gonna come back up. But were you able to hear the video?
I was. Her parts was pretty low. She sang pretty nice. In fact, I missed some. I would tell my girlfriend how fuck, man, it's different in Chicago and everywhere you go. It's amazing that you can walk into a public building like that and people have discourse with you. And I think you guys have an empty slot over here, and actually, they act violent and crazy, and that's everybody's more professional in Chicago.
So they act more professional in Chicago, or they?
No, everybody.
We got people
where you
back
are.
on panel. Yeah.
Where you were, they are much more professional. They won't even give you that back and forth conversation. They're going to push you out, call the police. No one's going to.
Chicago?
Yeah, in Chicago.
Shit! You need to come. You need to come get my ass and take me to Chicago. Then we're gonna fucking work on that.
Roe came to Chicago. He didn't even come to the city, Chicago. He just went to the surrounding suburbs. And I gave him shit because I was just getting to know him then. I was like, you didn't stop and see me. I think he didn't want to come to Chicago. Fucking a lot of niggas, I think, don't, he's scared of this shit. But he was like, out there in them suburbs, he said, I could live there for 5 years and I wouldn't be able to make a dent. And those guys are much kinder than the public officials in Chicago.
I went to Chicago. I went to MacArthur Park, man.
Oh, okay.
I almost got killed. The gang members wanted to defend the other gang members in blue.
Oh,
no lie. You'll never
that's
see it. You'll never see that video because the enemy of the people stole it.
Oh, wow. And your biggest enemy are sheep. And in Chicago, it's much worse. It's much more dangerous. Those big rigs, I don't know if they'll fly here. You got to be stealthy here. I'm in Colorado if they'll fly here. If they'll fly in Chicago, you got to be stealthy. Them big ass rigs attract attention. Everybody sells drugs. So nobody wants to be on film. They're not just going to voice it. They're going to, you get in some trouble in Chicago doing that shit. It's dangerous. Fucking DPN get disorderly, got beat up, robbed, took him to the ATM, made him withdraw some more money. It was just crazy, man.
Wow.
Yep.
Well,
we went to a murder scene. There were 4. It was a quadruple murder. Didn't have any problems with the citizens.
Yeah.
But this one time, the cop, I think he was like down with the crime, right? Yeah. He was probably in the pocket of the gang.
Yeah.
The street gang, I mean.
Yeah. The cops encourage us to hurt each other, kill each other, fight each other. So yeah, they were probably down with the violence. Yeah.
Yeah.
The cops will tell you, go handle it. In fact, if you read a book, the autobiography of an LA gang member, Monster Cody, him and his little brother would blow up, I think Bloods or Crips, one of those. And the police would come around and tell them, listen, your opposition is over here. We're going to give you 20 minutes. We're going to make sure we stay away from that area. And that's how they got most of their killings. And they did it to them. They would tell the opposition where they were and tell them we'd stay away. I've had the police encourage me. They encouraged me to go fuck with DPN. One day he was filming. I didn't pull my camera out. I was just leaning up against the gate. And the cop was like, look at that asshole, man. Go get him. Go get him. I'm like, excuse me? He's like, go get his ass, man. Look at him. I'm like, motherfucker, first of all, he's a friend of mine and blah, blah, blah. I told this early got hot as fuck, bro.
That's how they do it.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
I could swear I hear ABBA playing in the background. Well,
yeah, the music just came on and they turned it on really loud.
It's not horrible on our end. You can barely hear it. Is it ABBA, though?
I don't know what song it is, but...
ABBA fucking rocks, guys. ABBA rocks. Hey, they're a Swedish one. Hey, we got Joe Cool to laugh again, man. That's one.
Right. That was good.
Oh, by the way,
No,
I
I
have
know.
to tell you, I have to tell you, our top fan, Rochelle. She had to clip your laugh on the last time you were on the live stream, and she sends it to me, and she's like, Joe Cool's laugh. So just to let you know. But
That's funny,
and this stream doesn't get monetized, so I don't care if there's any music playing in the background. Not that that's why you were bringing it up, but just in case anybody else tries to do that to me, it's like I play copyrighted music on here just so I can't monetize it. You know what I mean?
I was where was I? In Colorado. And I laughed. I was in a restaurant somewhere. I laughed. Guy came running out the back. I'm like, I know you. He knew my laugh. He was like, you watch Police? I'm subbed to you. Yeah, hold on. He went and got his phone. He was subbed. I was at the bank that I'd been thrown out of 2 or 3 previous times, trying to get a fucking credit card so I could, hit hotels on the road. And again, they denied me. No,
I don't mean to laugh, but when you start out the story with it's the bank I've been thrown out of 2 or 3 times. Please continue with the story. Go ahead.
They kicked me out again, and I laughed. And one of the managers come from the back. He was like, "Hey, I know you." They're like, "You're Joe Cool?" I'm like, "Yeah, man." He brought me in his office and shit. And I told him, I was like, "Yeah, I was trying to get a debit card, man. They say I don't have the proper this and that." Don't worry about it, Joe Cool. I got you. And he worked it out. That's how I got my debit card.
I think I might have misspoken, Joe Cool. I said MacArthur Park, but it might have been Garfield Park. I Googled what's the most dangerous area.
Yeah, that's worse. That's over by my house. That's much worse, bro.
Yeah, I Googled what's the most dangerous area in Chicago, and that's what came up. And we went there. Yeah, it was a little sketch, but I was amazed at how the gang members follow the lines on the map so well.
Yeah.
You step right out of that little area.
Yes.
And it's all good.
We know the dividing lines,
Yeah.
No. And where you are, it's dangerous because there are 3 gangs over. The Latin Kings are north, me and my guys are in the middle, and the GDs are south. So it's dangerous over there, bro.
Yeah. It seemed like it, but nothing happened.
Yeah, it's off of Pulaski and Madison. It's not far off this expressway.
Yeah, and just to bring this back, how we got discussing this in the first place was they're not as nice and they're not as engaging with dialogue in Chicago as they were in Novi.
Yeah.
But what did you think about that cadet's responses when I kept asking her about the First Amendment? I don't know if you were able to hear or not.
No, I was not able to hear. No.
Okay, because the first time I asked, she basically, I don't think she heard the question because she was responding to Wolvie asking her about an officer complaint form. But then
That's
I asked
what I
her
heard
a second time.
about,
Yeah. And then I asked her a second time, and I believe she deflected by saying something like, well, I don't have a gun or something like that. I'm like, well, that has absolutely nothing to do with the question I just asked, but thank you. And then so I ask her a third time. And then she deflects once again by saying, well, no, that would be up to, you would have to ask the officers or something like that, if I remember correctly. But it was like 3 times I ask, and 3 times I get an answer that has nothing to do really with the question I asked. It's like, do you know about the First Amendment? Finally, she goes, well, one day I'll have to learn about that stuff.
I was gonna say, what does that indicate when they deflect repeatedly? What were you thinking? But I guess she admitted it when she was like, "Well, one day I'll learn." It just showed she don't know. Leave me alone.
And isn't that such a shame that it's like, I mean, and I'm saying this as self-criticism here because I never really paid attention to that shit until I started watching cop watching videos, to be honest.
Me as well. I didn't have the vision that I have now, nor the courage. I was scared to death of cops. They pull up on me, I throw my hands up. They can rifle through my pockets. Where you headed? Oh, I was coming from my friend's house. I'm going over to my sister's crib. I just did this. I bought this item from the store. I was just, I was sheep, bro.
I'm going to be perfectly honest. I'm going to be 100% honest here. And if I was not a white guy, I don't know if I would do cop watching. I'm just being perfectly honest.
Yeah.
I am just being perfectly honest. It is definitely, I think, a little more dangerous. I don't think, you would get much debate on that. But
me and DPN, he's white. We do little experiments and shit. And one of them is I'll ask a guy to ID. And he won't. Then DPN will come up and the guy will ID. A little white shit. I'll go in. They'll send the white people in first to a bar. They don't get carded. Then I come in behind them. I get carded. It's dumb shit like that too.
And I mean, and I'm not trying to get lost on like the the race card type thing, but I do think I mean it definitely does play a factor though. And when Wolvie said at the very end of that video, Wolvie said, well, don't worry, if you don't understand what the First Amendment is, it's our job to educate you, right? And
very good.
Before I get anybody saying Wolvie's being conceited or anything like that, that is one of the parts. That's one of the primary motivating factors I know that Wolvie takes into account when he does his thing.
It's really kind of our job. Part of it is educating the cops. As a cop watcher, I got a thing that I don't know if you guys have to do. Protect the citizen. Make sure the cop's not violating his rights, searching his car or whatever. But I think the secondary thing after that is to educate that damn cop.
Yeah. And even if I mean, there are times when I've actually, kind of given up on the idea that the cops are really going to get the hint. You know what I mean?
No, me too, bro.
But one primary objective that keeps me going is just, it took me watching my first cop watch video to really even take interest in the subject. So, I'm just hoping to, I'm just hoping to carry the torch, if you will.
I feel you. John, if you ain't doing shit, pop up. And hey, who's that hot chick Phoenix in your chat there? Woo, I want to get to know her. Yeah, who's that? Woo.
Phoenix, appreciate you coming in. Mike Webb is in here as well. Hello. John Denicola, longtime listener, first time caller.
That's Phoenix, by the way, in the background there.
Just to speak on what Joe Cole said, I never ever try and educate the one being stopped.
Right.
But what I do is try and be a bigger asshole than they are, and kind of take the attention off of them, right? So they become like
I hear you.
the golden one compared to me.
Kind of like
That's a good way to put it. That's a good way to put it.
Like I've had so many officers just let somebody go immediately without even running their name, and then come and focus on me.
Yeah. I went for about a 6-month period where if you had a gun, open alcohol, it didn't matter. You couldn't get a ticket if I came to your stop. Period. Nobody got a ticket. One guy was going up a one-way. They blocked off the street, let him turn around, and he tried to give him that. He was like, just go, man, go. They don't want to, no tickets, no nothing while I'm out there, man. They don't want no problems, man. I got to expand, find new territory.
Right. That happens a lot, man. Even one time when I got kidnapped, they charged me with interference, but they let the guy go without even running them or anything.
Yeah, when I got popped, they was searching somebody's car, and they ended up letting them go. Focuses on me, popped me for interference. After the people were gone, we were up there yelling. I told the officer to suck my dick, and she locked me up. And while I was in there, I was losing it and going crazy on her. I made the worst day of their life. And I can hear them in the hallway. Her name is Michelle. The only way I know that is because I heard them saying it. This is some of Michelle bullshit. This bullshit. They were angry at her, bro, for that bullshit, bro. They had to back her up, though. They had to back her up. That's what they do, right? They didn't say, no, that shit's not illegal. I mean, I was at the station. They pulled behind the station in the car, had me in the station in the room. You're not under arrest. Just give us your name. My last name is leave me the fuck alone. My last name is obey your fucking laws. They charged me.
You're dealing with sovereign citizens, though. You know what I mean?
Yes, I heard that was you said that earlier. That was beautifully said. Yeah, I think that was you said. I had just heard it earlier tonight.
People had made the observation, and then once people made the observation, it's become quite clear that that's what we're dealing with.
Yes.
Even in this case with you have rights, cops have duties. See, the cop thinks he has a right to push somebody that hasn't committed a crime.
Yeah, he think he has authority over someone who hasn't committed a crime.
Yeah, and then after he got pushed back, which you can't do. I'm not saying you can push a cop. Okay, that's not cool. You can't push anybody, right?
That's what concept duty got popped for.
Yeah, he got arrested, and now there's a shitload of paperwork on him.
Yeah.
Right. See, the sovereign citizen first thought he was above the law, and he's going to claim.
That was the cop who kept getting in his face. That was that guy, and then he pushed him out his face. Was that cops have duties?
Yeah. Well.
Yeah.
I didn't watch the whole video. I just watched like 2 minutes of it at the right before he got arrested, and then he got arrested. So. But what I was most bothered with was how he got drug off. The cop just drug him across the parking lot and shit.
Oh wow!
If you don't,
my biggest,
you don't have to. They're supposed to carry you.
Yeah. My biggest problem is the $11,000, bail, but the being drug across is definitely a big issue as well. But the $11,000 bail is quite excessive, especially if the primary charge is true, which is resisting arrest. And then, if I can just add, Mr. Carroll, my resident attorney, this channel's resident attorney, Mr. Carroll, did not refute my claim, nor did he contest what I said about that. So I'm just going to go ahead and chalk that up to that is correct legal information, even though I'm not a legal expert and you can't take anything I say as legal advice. I'm going to take that as I was correct.
Well, according to Daryl Brooks, that would be a tacket agreement.
A tacket agreement. Manuel Mata's bail has been posted earlier today. He might be out by now. They were waiting on him to get out.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And that's another one because I've been following Manuel Mata for a little while as well. And man, that dude, he really does get the brunt of it, man. He really does get the brunt of it.
Yeah, man, he don't play, man. There's something to be said about the guy. I admire him endlessly. I know a lot of people say, don't get arrested, it's dumb, and all of that shit, but it's admirable, man. It reminds me of the cats like Martin Luther King now. Unjust law is no law at all. You break it. It reminds me of that shit. It's heroic, patriotic bullshit.
Exactly, and that's why if anybody brings up... Yeah, go ahead, people.
The last video I posted was Manuel Mata. But I don't post when somebody gets arrested. I post when they do a successful protest, But
yeah,
that was my last video.
If I see something that moves me, I posted somebody, I don't even remember who, but it's not coming to me. But some sheep was giving him shit. The brother. No question about it. No question about it. Some sheep was given. He was just filming the cop, wasn't saying a word. This guy come up the block to tell him to beat it. I'm gonna go get my pistol. I'm gonna beat your ass. If something moves me, then yeah. You and the rest, I don't post them either, peeps.
Oh, really?
No, I don't. But like some fancy for arrest shit and all that shit. Somebody do something hot. No, I don't do that. There's be 8 of those out already.
Yeah, I don't think it helps a channel.
Yeah.
And there's plenty of channels that do that to get exposure for it.
Yeah.
But I don't think like it helps the channel at all. It just beats the troll.
Yeah. I don't know. And plus, like you say, it's covered. You know, you'll see 5 channels that, you know, within, you know, a very short amount of time that's done it and covered it. Bigger channels than mine and shit like that. So, and smaller. So,
Yeah.
yeah. If I want to help a motherfucker, I'll go through their entire catalog. And you know, I might see something I like. I'll focus on one vid, put clips of a couple more, and send someone to their channel. Do that type of shit.
Yeah, exactly. That's how you send subscribers.
Yeah, and it helps. I know some of them cats over there in the UK, Tyrified and the DJ audits. A few people I did that shit when they were smaller, and you know they do big, and when they see me in chat, they be like, "Joe, when you gonna help the Australians?" You know, because you know that shit help. When you gonna help the Canadians? You know, they be like, "You did us a favor, go help somebody else." That was a big deal.
Well, and I just pulled up a couple screenshots right here.
Yeah.
So tell me if you guys can see this, but
Yep.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
BSBT, do you have the screenshots that I sent you yesterday? You know,
Let me go fetch those. How did I know you were going to ask? I do have them prepared, but I do have to go fetch them. So give me a minute. If I exit out, I'll be right back.
That's a good conversation while Joe Cool's in here, man.
Oh yeah. Let me go get them. Like I said, if I drop out, I'll be right back.
All right.
I was trying to see who those cats were. I had met
that was Martin Luther King, right?
No, they did King and then Rosa Parks and or maybe that was King's wife. I don't even remember.
Yeah. Well, this was Rosa Parks.
Yeah, that's Rosa Parks.
I'm still going to fetch those images, but yeah, that's Rosa Parks. And then this is these are the guys from I think the Alabama sit-in or whatever. But if I remember correctly, but
our resident attorney, in-house attorney, would say that Rosa Parks is a criminal.
Well, yeah.
I would say that if I were on panel and I did such a thing, or one of my friends did such a thing, and I was telling the panel about it, there will be undoubtedly sheep in there telling me, "Joe, there's an avenue already. You did wrong. You should have went to jail. There's an avenue already. Take it through the court system. That's how you do it. If you want to do it right, make change." I got to hear that bullshit.
Yeah, well, that's why I'm always careful to say, you know, that like trespassing is a crime, and if you're asked to leave, you should leave. But if you don't leave and you get a trespassing, it's just civil disobedience. Right. It's not the crime of the century. It can spark change, right? You know, but under the law, you're probably going to get convicted.
Think of it both ways, and sometimes you have really brave motherfuckers who say, "I'm gonna challenge this fucking law." I remember they had a law in Chicago, couldn't more than 4 people gather on a corner, and that shit lasted for a while until someone said, "Fuck bullshit, I'm gonna fight it," and sure enough, that shit got overturned, of course. But they don't like, in Chicago, bro, you see used to be like, they'll replace a bunch of brothers out there, you know, hustling or whatever, with a dozen white boys with guns, cops. And I'm walking up, what's the difference? 12 niggas, 12 white boys, what's the difference? There's a bunch of armed niggas on my corner still. I prefer them. I know them cats. I speak their language, man. They'll do anything to break us up, bro. They don't like us congregating. Every place we find, like at the lakefront and this and that, you go up north with white folks up, you can go to those all year round. Since you were a kid, those things are open. Any place where black motherfuckers started hanging out, they closed down, put up chains, rules. You are not allowed to congregate. It's a real fucking thing.
Yeah.
And now that I know better, I kick ass now. They tried, like, not far from my crib, the guys out there who sell weed, they were giving them tickets, not just the niggas who hustling, but anybody around there, and telling them that it's a gang loitering law, and you have to stay away for 4 hours. If we see you back, you can go to jail. And tickets were $70 or $80, and they were out there giving them to them, and them kids were paying them tickets. And I just happened to come by and was saying hi to one of my guys, and he was like, "Yeah, I can't hang around. I got to wait 3 more hours. I'm under the gang loitering act." What the fuck is you talking about? And I stood out there until the police came. I gave them shit and they called for backup and blah, blah. It was a big old thing. I don't know, probably ended up with like 80 cops and 100 or so people out there on that corner for hours. And they killed it. That was the last time. They stopped it because they knew it was fucking illegal.
Really?
Yeah, I could show you clips of it. I left. It was dark before I left. They were like, come on, Joe, will you just leave so we can leave? Like, no, you niggas leave first. When I left, it was dark, and I looked around, and all of these guys were talking to the police. They were talking like regular people. We've been out there for hours. I was being stubborn, and everybody just started kicking. I called the lady over who asked me to leave hours earlier and told her, like, this is all I wanted. I'm finna go to the crib. I didn't even film it. Clips when it first jumped off, and they called for backup, but everything after that, I didn't even film it, bro.
Yeah, loitering laws are really abused.
Yeah. Hey, Gio, I was watching your vid earlier. Gio, you were out with, don't let me get me the lion. You were out with somebody earlier. Me and my girls watching your vid. Oh, fuck. All right. I'm neglecting my girl. I just hopped up here for a minute to, to make sure to try to give Broken some advice. Don't let these trolls pull you off your square.
Oh, you can't leave now. It's about to get interesting, Joe. Check
All
out
right,
this.
what we got?
Check out this article. St. Louis school shooter's family sought mental health treatment for him and had his gun taken away, police said. Yet, tragedy still unfolded. No way. Check out these. Okay, the mother at the time wanted it out of the house, he said. The officers, in their response, handed it over to somebody else, an adult, who was lawfully able to possess it. Yet, somehow, Harris managed to get access to an AR-15 style rifle and 600 rounds of ammo. And on Monday, he took his deadly arsenal to Central Visual in Performing Arts High School and wreaked terror on his alma mater.
And by the way, I don't know if I have these in order, so I hope I put these in order, but if not, then I think we can come back and figure out the context.
Yeah. So let's see. In addition to removing Harris' firearm from the house and getting mental health treatment for the teen, the gunman's family took additional steps to help prevent trouble. Go on. They made every effort.
Yeah, they made every effort. Hold on, I'm still trying to get this last part loaded up here. I got to delete some stuff in order to bring some other stuff up. And then this is the last one. It's coming
So
up.
what do you think, people? We was talking about that shit a day or two ago. And someone in chat, it was a chick, I think she was in chat saying, no, she was on a panel. She was saying that she think the parents might be responsible and might have to go to jail. And somebody pointed out the guy ain't even a kid no more. He's just 19 years old.
That's in the Ethan Crumbly case. That's a very interesting case. We'll talk about that too. So,
this is a different shooter.
Yeah, this just happened. So in this,
that's what I'm talking about. The one that just happened.
No,
less
the
than a
Ethan
couple days
Crumbly
ago.
case didn't just happen. It's just now getting to court. But so this one, okay, they would search his room on occasion because they were concerned. The police commissioner said they were constantly in touch with the medical providers who were providing medical care for him. The family also had a system to track the items he received in the mail and monitored his interactions with others to try to ensure he was engaging with people and felt loved. I've got to give credit to the family, the police chief said. They made every effort that they felt that they reasonably could, and I think that's why the mother is so heartbroken over the families that paid for his episode. So all that, and it still didn't work, But
I think we're talking about, is this the guy who shot up a school last week?
Yeah, it was like last week or in St. Louis, I think. That's where it was.
We're talking about the same case. We didn't have this information, so we were just speculating. And I
No,
remember
Ethan
one of the
it
Crumbly.
says right there, St. Louis school shooter. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this just happened, but Ethan Crumbly, where they're charging the parents, I think
Yeah,
that's in Michigan.
right. I'm not talking about Ethan Crumbly, and no parents were being charged as far as I know. It was just a chick speculating about this shooter. We were making speculation, and the girl jumped up and said she think the parents are responsible and they should bear the burden. I was saying, do you think that you mean jail time? And she was saying, yes, if they knew he was crazy and they didn't get help. Now we have all this information that they bent over backwards trying to help this kid. But she was saying if they didn't do everything possible, they should go to jail.
Yeah, well, they did everything possible to push him into it.
Look, to push them into the system or to shoot niggas. You mean to put them into get them mental health, you mean?
No, I mean when you act like this and you try and take away somebody's privacy like that, take their gun, tell them they can't do something, and you're going to watch their every freaking move. It's like daring somebody.
Check this out. Guy jumps off the San Francisco Bridge, the Golden Gate Bridge. You know, almost no one survives that. On the way down, and I don't know if you've heard this, but everyone who survives a suicide says they wish they would not have done it in the air. They changed their mind. All the survivors say they changed their mind in the air. But anyway, his parents, when they saw that he was having these issues, they were the same way. They call him all the time, watch him all the time, didn't want to leave the house. And, I was like, and he was like, listen, I told him I won't try it again, but I understand, their worry and fear. What should they have done, peoples, if he is mental? Perhaps they did all this shit because he did show, I don't know, violence or something like that. And they were afraid he was going to hurt someone. And they tried these efforts, apparently they failed, but they tried these efforts to keep him from hurting someone because they saw it. They lived with him. They knew he was going to kill somebody.
I don't know. I don't have the answer. There's no right answer.
We don't know. We're just guessing.
The point is that, making these red flag laws and, all they do is just stop good people with guns. They don't stop criminals from getting guns, right?
That's a good point too. All that shit they did not stop that guy from getting a gun and shooting someone. And right. I'm not sure.
And then you could make the argument that it even accelerated it.
Yeah, that's what Peoples was saying.
I didn't really bring it up to say that they did something wrong by doing that. But more that even all that, and everybody's so shocked that the shooter was able to get a gun. I'm not shocked at all. If you're willing to go and shoot up a school, you're going to figure out how to get what you need to do it. I mean, how hard is it to rob a female police officer of their gun? Not hard.
No, you knock her out one blow.
Not hard. Right? Everybody knows that the ponytail police is carrying guns, and if even if nobody, except for police had guns, you could easily take one from the ponytail police.
Ponytail police. Oh, geez. But yeah, I guess if you're gonna go and shoot up a school, the last thing you're going to be worried about is the repercussions of how you have to get your hands on a weapon to do it.
Yeah. You probably were planning it for a while. It's probably not spontaneous. You probably planned it for a while. A gun was in the plan. You probably had 8 different ways to make sure you had a weapon before it happened.
Well, and even if they did take away every single weapon, it's not like it takes long before you figure out where you could go, snatch a weapon from somebody. It's like they're all over the place. It's like that's the easiest part of the plan.
A lot of people break into houses and get them. That's the way a lot of people get them. Fucking
People is in a hot spot right now. People has got a lot of action around them. I think that's in the background.
That's a fire truck.
Yeah,
Reminds me of
I couldn't find my mute button.
Well,
reminds me of when I'm in Chicago, all the ambulances and fire trucks and shit going by.
Well, and I think that article could speak to a bigger issue at hand too, which is, there's really not much you can do to prevent that crime. So it's like, and then people think that, or a lot of folks think that it's the police job to protect you. And it's like, like the police chief said, they did everything they could to make sure that this didn't happen. So the whole Minority Report type policing, or, crime prevention is a joke.
Bullshit.
Yeah, you can't prevent crime. You can't prevent crime. I don't know how anybody thinks that crime can be prevented.
Well, if you get enough police and give them enough money and support them blindly enough and give them enough rules and laws and shit, it'll happen. I'm confident they'll be able to protect us one day. We just don't give enough money to them.
Right. We need to give them more money. We need to give them more weapons. See, the thing is, they don't have enough militarized vehicles to intimidate the public into submission.
We're not thinking big enough. Yes, we're the 50 cows. Yes.
Right, exactly. So, and it's crazy too when I think about this. I'm gonna see if I can pull up the picture of the screenshot. Maybe we can pick this discussion up on a later panel. But I remember back when I was big on Facebook, trying to run a local group before I figured Facebook is probably the most heavily censored of the social media platforms. But I posted a picture of an armored vehicle driving around Oakland County, which is the county that I reside in, right? And I'm like, this is never a good look when you have militarized vehicles on your streets. And then the comment section went fucking wild, man. The comment section was just, well, what do you expect them to do? I'm like, I never placed blame. I never said it's the police fault. I never said it's, the crazy population fault.
Place and blame. They want to say that them niggas crazy in them neighborhoods. The police need cannons. Fuck them.
Right. Exactly. I'm like, this should be evident of a breakdown in society. So it doesn't matter why the militarized, vehicles are there. They're there. So let's talk about how that looks for a society.
Yeah.
All right, guys, I'm finna bail, man. I'm gonna hang out with my girl.
Yeah, Joe Cool, and I'm getting ready to shut this stream down. I think we pretty much have covered the gamut here. Joe Cool, remember you're still on the honor system for that $5 though.
All right.
Hey, Joe Cool, before you leave, can I get your endorsement to fuck a troll in the butt?
To troll somebody in the butt?
No, to fuck a troll in the butt. That's the motto around here.
He wants to know if it's okay to fuck a troll in the
butt. That's what he said.
Are you down with fucking trolls in the butt?
Listen, as long as I'm on top, it's not gay. I'm down.
Yeah.
Later, guys.
All right, everybody. That was Joe Cool. Thanks for coming on. I appreciate it. And then I'm going to go ahead and shut this stream down because, even though I don't have to work super early, like I said, I'm going to try to unwind and then we can pick this back up. I plan on doing another stream tomorrow, and then I'm going to keep pushing the You Have Rights, Cops Have Duties GoFundMe to see if we can get him $5. That's $5 more than he had before tonight. So hopefully we can just keep raising that bar higher and higher, and hopefully we can just get a fundraiser going, because I don't like showing the arrest videos either, but I do like to try to help with the fundraising.
Yeah. The people win again. It's a conspiracy.
Yes. All right, everybody. That was People from the Press Harder channel. And then also I've heard about a Press Now channel as well. There may be a Press Now channel that's going to have content coming any day. any day there could be content coming to that channel. So go ahead and sub you over there. Go ahead and ring the bell for the notifications here so you don't miss the live streams. You don't miss the live cop watches. And then Rochelle is going to put the link in for 1 sec. As you know, we don't just abruptly end these streams. I will play a couple videos so you have a few minutes to say your goodbyes in chat. So if you had any side conversations going, feel free to continue them. But we are going to play the outro videos right now. And then you guys can say your goodbyes in chat.
Victory is all you need, so cultivate and plant the seed. Victory is all you need, so cultivate and plant the seed. Victory is all you need, so cultivate and plant the seed. Victory is all you need, so cultivate and plant the seed.
Oh, he fucked him up, dude. He showed right up and filmed his ass in front of his house. That's funny.
Victory is all you need, so cultivate and plant the seed. Victory is all you need, so cultivate and plant the seed. Victory is all you need, so cultivate and plant the seed. Victory is all you need, so cultivate and plant the seed.
Are trying to cause a rise or get attention.
So cultivate and plant the seed.
There you go, ladies and gentlemen. That is our show for the evening. With any luck, we get to come back and do this again tomorrow. Thank you for being here.